Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to another episode where I review vintage fountain pens. Today I have for you a little French beauty from the 1930s, a fountain pen produced by EDACOTO. Let me give you a little zoom. Okay, you can see EDACOTO at the back of the barrel. Plaqué or 18 carats laminated, I think it stands for laminated. A beautiful metallic fountain pen, gold plated, and I believe it's from the 1930s, definitely made in France. So before we get into the details of this wonderful, beautiful piece, let me tell you about the price of acquisition. So I paid for it 191 lays, which means I paid 38.82 euros or 47.34 American dollars. Now I will tell you a little bit of history about EDACOTO. Well, EDACOTO is one of the oldest French brands. It started manufacturing mechanical pencils before the First World War. In 1910, it was in activity using the trademark EDAC. They started using the EDACOTO trademark for commercial reasons only after the 1920. Since 1922, the company began to produce also fountain pens. The initial models were black or mottled hard rubber lever filler or safety pens with ball clip and double ring on the cap. Another important year in the history of EDACOTO is in 1930 when it manages to reach a trade agreement with Aurora Italian company who entrusted EDACOTO in the marketing in France for their fountain pens. This fountain pen that you see in front of us, I think that it is part of the Bijouterie series production that first became available to the public in 1933. Practically, these fountain pens were made in gold-plated metal, characterized by a great attention in the engravings and decorations. This series that you see in front of you remained in production until after the Second World War. They had different filling mechanisms. You will see what filling mechanism has this little metallic beauty when we look at its characteristics. In 1934, the brand name was engraved on the clip. You can see that on our model we don't see the brand name engraved. Instead, it is engraved right here at the end of the turning knob. You will see that this has this blind cap, and it reveals an interesting system. It had a lever, and I think that if you push on that lever, it fills the fountain pen. But unfortunately, I pressed on it, and now I can't get it off. We will speak about it in a few moments. So, guys, let me tell you about the wonderful and interesting history of EDACOTO. Practically in 1938, it was introduced the Super EDACOTO 200 model, also called visible or transparent. And guys, this is probably the most significant model ever produced by this French company. The pen had the front part of the barrel transparent and was equipped with a rubber sac on the back. This was compressed by a lever which caused the filling of both the transparent section and the sac. And guys, practically the transparent section acted as an extra reservoir of ink when you finish the ink in the sac. Quite interesting, in 1943, they introduced the EDACOTO 87 model in both button and lever filler with a new design clip and a slender shape. And they tried to innovate their line of products, even managing to design a ballpoint pen, which wasn't such a great success. And they tried to stay afloat by doing research and development with other small fountain pen manufacturers, but they had troubles, financial troubles, and this brand and Dakota continued to appear for a few years, but it finally disappeared in the mid 1960s. It's a shame because I really think that it was a great French manufacturer of fountain pens. Returning to our fountain pen, well, I believe that this is from their famous series Bijouterie, which means in French jewelry. So they really wanted the fountain pens to be as a jewel. And I must tell you guys that this is one of the nicest metallic fountain pens in my collection. It's too bad it's not solid gold, but I think that if it were solid gold, it was not affordable for me to buy. Of course, at 39 euros or 48 American dollars, I think this was a steal. Okay, let's return to it. As you can see, the cap has one breathing hole here and another one here. Let me give you a little zoom to see, guys, the beautiful engravings of the gold. You can see that the gold plate is faded in some parts. We have also imprints on it. The cap is beautiful. I like also the minimalistic clip and the fact that it's shiny. I like also the ending in like a pyramid, like a ziggurat, if you know what I mean. So these pyramids in steps, they are called ziggurats, and this has 3 levels. Okay, no inscriptions on the back of the clip. And the fading of the gold, it shows in this binding. So between the barrel and the cap, we can see a slight discoloration. After I remove the cap, it reveals this wonderful A-Dakota 18 carats free nib and a symbol. It's an LJ, and I think it in that diamond it's an L and a J and other symbols that I can't make out right now. Maybe I think it might be a sea anchor there. At the back we have a simple ebonite feed. It looks like a plastic feed, but I certainly think it's ebonite with a nice design. And the body continues in this wonderful pattern. But the blind cap, as you can see, is quite shiny and it has this engraving on it. I'm sorry guys, but I've already shown you that this has an interesting filling mechanism. It has this rod here, and I have similar models. And let me tell you about a model designed in the 1930s but relaunched in the 1960s in Bohemia, Czechoslovakia. And this particular model, guys, has, let's say, a similar filling mechanism. So it has this rod, and this rod was present also here, but when I pushed on it like this, it remained inside the body and it didn't came out. The particularity of this filling mechanism is that we have the possibility of also unscrewing this part over here. So right after the end of the grip of this fountain pen, it unscrews and it reveals this sack like a harmonica sack, so it can be easy pushed when I push on this, and it creates a compression and practically it fills the pen. So leaving aside this Barclay, this central pen, solid silver aside, I think that this has the same principle. So in fact, if it has the same principle, it should open like this, but no, it it doesn't open like this. And maybe it's stuck. I'm not so sure, but I don't want to damage it. Being a metallic part, it won't damage as easy as I think. Maybe it comes through here, but no. No. I'm not so sure about the filling mechanism of this fountain pen, but guys, you know that I will simply dip it in ink because I want to show you this beautiful, beautiful gold nib in action. Before I will do the writing sample, I want to compare it with a popular fountain pen model, and I have prepared for you the Lamy 2000. So this is the Lamy 2000 in comparison with our small fountain pen. You can see that our fountain pen is a small fountain pen, jewelry designed for ladies, but a wonderful fountain pen. I will also leave its dimensions on the screen, and after that we will do the writing sample. So for the writing sample, being a ladies model, I think that a pink Faber-Castell should do the trick. And I have here the pink Faber-Castell erasable. I will take the Lamy aside, and before I will do the writing sample, guys, I will change the angle of the camera for you to see better. Okay, I'm quite pleased with it. Let me open the Faber-Castell ink. I will put it right here. So we're just going to dip the fountain pen in ink. And look how gorgeous it looks on this gold nib. Now I will check if we can post this fountain pen, and it can be posted. But guys, look, in time it was posted and it left those marks, so you can see them. Let me show you in detail. I hope that we can manage to see them. So you can see why right above A-Dakota we have those marks. So definitely a sign that it was posted. So although it gives a nice little balance to our fountain pen, I will leave it uncapped, and probably I will use it uncapped. So guys, I have here a beautiful A-Dakota. Maybe a little zoom, it is in order. Okay, and a little deep. A-Dakota bijouterie or jewelry in French. I think it was produced between 1933 and the end of the First World War, so 1945, let's say. This was made in France. We know that it is a metallic fountain pen. It is gold plated or laminated. I'm not so sure. Laminated with 18 carats gold. It has a beautiful 18 carat gold nib. Let me show you how juicy it is. Quite a juicy nib. I'm not so sure we have a flexi nib, but it has a little bit of flex, as you can see. So a little flex. Let me give it a little ink. Okay, a little flex. Let me show you the line variance. So this is without pressure and this is with pressure. So definitely we have also a little line variance. Let me tell you about the reverse writing. Yes, it can reverse write. And if the nib it is an M nib, it reverse writes like an F, like a fine nib. And now let me tell you about the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So as you can see, guys, we have a nice writer. Too bad that I have to restore its filling mechanism, its original filling mechanism. Guys, this was my review of a wonderful classic French fountain pen from the 1930s. As the line says, it is a small jewelry designed for ladies, but me as a guy, I'm quite used to it, and I think it's quite nice. The only downflow to it is its small dimensions, but in a way it makes it very practical and easy to use. If you've enjoyed this review, please subscribe to my channel to support my activity. I want to wish you to have a nice day wherever you are. Thank you guys for your time. I will see you again at the next episode. Till then, please take care of yourselves in these pandemic times. Bye bye and God bless.